Hello, you guys. My name is Mianka Wright, your hostess with the mostest, and I am the creator and founder of A Set Apart Generation podcast. And today's topic is forgiveness. What does forgiveness mean to you? What does it look like? What does it sound like? And why forgiveness is very important concerning your walk with Christ. Let's jump in. I'm going to start by saying, what does forgiveness mean? All right. To me, forgiveness means to let it go. Point blank, period. I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to hold it against you. I'm not going to remind you of it. I'm not going to guilt trip you. I'm not going to hold it over your head. I am going to forgive. Forgive and forget. That's all together. Forgive, forget, the FF. You can't have forgiveness truly without forgetting. Our Father in heaven, we ask for forgiveness. We go back to him and ask him forgiveness about the same thing and bring it up from the past. He's going to be like, what you talking about? That's how we are to have forgiveness concerning people who repent to us. So that looks like not holding it against them, not bringing it up, not using it as ammunition. So many times I find myself, even still to this day, I'm not even going to front, holding something against somebody and bringing it up, even if it has nothing to do with what the forgiveness or offense is now. I'm keeping score. I'm keeping track. I know exactly what you did when you did it. Let me tell you why it is bad to do that. Because when you continue to hold things against people who are asking for your forgiveness, after a while, you will begin to look like the bad guy. You will have to answer yourself with, why are you staying in connection with individuals who you are continuing to forgive and who you are continuing to allow to do those things to you. So if you're going to forgive somebody and they are worth continuing to share your life with, let it go. Don't hold it against them. Don't bring it up, okay? You can't guilt trip them, which is manipulation, by the way, into doing something or holding it against them to have power over them. That's manipulation, and that's guilt tripping. Can I say that? Guilt tripping? Guilt tripping them into submission, which is also control. For me, now what I'm learning about forgiveness is, if I am experiencing life with someone, and that's a friendship, dating, whatever the case may be, and they do something and I communicate that with them and they say they're sorry or I didn't mean that, I am going to give them a clean slate. I'm not going to look at small things you do just by being human. I'm not doing it. And that is a form of manipulation. You are actually sabotaging your own relationships when you are not truly forgiven and know that you cannot let things go, especially if they're small things. Now, if there's something bigger and greater, then I understand. You have to work through those things. But even still, with those type of scenarios, if you choose to forgive, forgiveness is for you to set your heart free, to set your conscience free. You do not succumb to manipulation and guilt trip people into submission because you have a hard time with letting things go. And there is something going on right now in my life that I am, deciding, well, let's say God is navigating me through healing concerning the area of forgiveness, because I process things deeply. I really do. I am a very deep, intricate soul, and I know that's hard to to believe because I look a certain way, talk a certain way. But for myself, I know that I am not to hold things against others who I know that I love. Another thing I want to bring up, which I kind of just got revelation on, as I stated, God is navigating me through the understanding of this is God told Peter to forgive his brother 70 times 7. So I'm like, God, so you mean to tell me somebody can be in your life and we are to forgive them 70 times 7, okay? So what do you mean by that? So for myself, the revelation I got from that means that your brother, that can be anybody, by the way, all right, that can title be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your friend, anybody from any title. And 70 times 7, to me, that means that even the thoughts of the pain or even the thought of the offense, you forgive that. Even the thought, because let's be real, when we process things and we go through stuff, even the thought of it bothers us. It's imprinted in our spirit. It's imprinted in our mind. It's imprinted in, our genetic makeup, okay? Because certain stuff could change you and shift your personality. God is telling Peter 70 times 7, meaning, look, even the thought of it, you let it go. Even if that person is no longer in your life, let it go. Because let's get it real, the devil loves to plant seeds in our head that's totally contrary to what's going on, or to play on our feelings and play on our emotions. He wants us stuck in bitterness. He wants us stuck in unforgiveness because he knows that, listen, if you can't forgive this offense, God can't forgive you. So let me go ahead and drop some seeds in their heart. I know that they deep on loyalty. Let me formulate some betrayal in their life and keep them stuck. I ain't gonna plot nothing against you. I ain't gonna, you know, make no grand scheme to get you back. I'm not gonna play tit for tat. I'm not gonna use your words against you. I am gonna let it go. That's where I am in life. And God is definitely healing my heart from so many other things that I didn't let go. Walking around with that type of pain, somebody told me a long time ago, take a plunger and put it in the toilet. Put it in the toilet. You cannot be your big old age going around upset about things long ago. You're either going to get over it or let it control your mind, your heart, and your actions. Since I'm such a loyal person, oh my God, I am 10 toes down. Listen, loyalty, I don't play. I don't play when it comes to loyalty. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but if you betray me in this time with these boundaries, it's an absolute cutoff. I have to bring it before my Father. And if you go far, you take me there with me being the sweetest person I am, you are cut off. You're not going to, and I think that this is very much so healthy. And I'm going to tell you why. Going back to my first point with holding things over people's head, a lot of people do that as a form of manipulation because the person that they've continued to forgive has pushed them to the point of no return. And they try to take back that power by, you're not really taking back your power, you're just exchanging toxicity, which is a manipulation game, all right, which I learned, concerning forgiveness with my walk with Christ and just him, cleaning up my identity and cleaning up and purging my heart. So if you get to a point where you betray my trust, I have to let you go. If you overstep my boundaries, I have to let you go. And I am going to forgive you, but I have to protect myself, my mind, my salvation, and allow you time away from me. Allow you time with yourself concerning your personal walk with God or concerning your life endeavors to learn what it is within you that make you feel that you have to be the type of person you are. And sometimes I was that person that needed to get cut off. I was that person that, had to be cut off because I was a force of toxicity I can't even talk. I was a force of toxicity for someone else. So if you cut somebody off or you betray somebody, I think the best thing you should come to realize is that, listen, you need to be cut off. You are the force. You are the area of drama in someone else's life, and you gotta go. I never understood why people would stay in environments or stay in connection with people just to cause chaos. That is something I don't understand. Why are you in connection with people just to cause drama, just to cause chaos? It just doesn't make sense to me. So that's why good boundaries are important. And the more you grow closer to Christ, you will understand that what healthy boundaries are. And God will protect you and shield you. He will warn you about those around you. He don't want your heart full of bitterness because it's going to slow down your progress. You're going to be sad. You're going to be mad. You're going to be crying. Then he's going to have to heal you and deliver you out of that space. We can avoid a lot by learning that setting good boundaries is the best thing when an offense is too great to deal. But to intentionally go around and hurting people, and I see that as a pattern, I'm going to forgive you, and then I am going to let you go on and spread your wings elsewhere. And I'm going to pray for you, God. Please heal their hearts. Heal whatever's going on within them to feel the need to hurt and betray people in that way. Just like my prayer for myself when it comes to forgiveness. I always pray, God, heal my heart. Get this callous heart off of me. What I'm experiencing right now, God, is changing my heart. And I don't want that. Another thing also with forgiveness, I think it's very important to talk about is forgiving yourself. So many times I think the biggest critic is ourselves. I feel like a lot of times we look at the things that we went through in the past as so filthy, so unforgivable that we can't forgive ourselves. It's some things that I have to continually, talk myself to let go because it was some things that was said to me that stayed rooted in my head. And it has definitely tainted my view of myself at a point in time. And for a season, I had to forgive myself. You are not that person anymore. You are not who they're creating you all to be. That is not the narrative of you. That is no longer your identity. I had to forgive myself, asking God for forgiveness, but he looking down at me like, girl, listen, let it go. Forgive yourself. It does not matter what you've done. You killed somebody. You had an abortion. You cheated. You made somebody else get an abortion. You was a bystander of a death, of somebody dying. You pulled the trigger. You gave them the gun. You know what I'm saying, started some fights, manipulated some stuff, stole some stuff. It does not matter what you've done. Forgive yourself too, just as you are asking God for forgiveness. And that looks like when you forgive yourself, your past means nothing. Oh my goodness. Listen, if you ever bring up somebody's past as an attack to them, and they're no longer there, why are you knocking on the door of a house that's empty? Why are you throwing cotton balls, not rocks? You're throwing cotton balls. When a person forgives theirself, and when you learn that forgiveness is for you, your past will never affect you anymore. I think that's why my platform is very important because I'm not ashamed of the things that I've went through. Now, it's something that it's just between me and God now. All right? It's some things that I'm not going to speak of. All right? Well, at least not in this season. But what, when I got to a point where my identity was rooted in God, or when I realized that God is my everything, what another person felt about me concerning my past didn't matter at all. So that's what having that confidence in God looks like, that confidence, and not being holding your own self hostage and forgiving your own wrongdoings and not being afraid to tell your story. Listen, tell all the time out there in the world, working it. Now I laugh about it. You know what I'm saying? It's a laughing matter. At a point in time when I gave my life to Christ, I was so ashamed of myself. I was so ashamed of the things that I went through. I said, God, you loved me? Oh my goodness. I did not love myself. Oh my God, God, you covered me? Don't hold your head down concerning your story and your truth. I always say to myself, the truth can never hurt me. It's the lies of the enemy that be trying to, take root that I be having to fight against. But the truth, oh, okay, spread it. Yes, 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 yes. That was me. I was there. You know what? Matter of fact, I remember what I wore. All right. So, have that confidence in your heart. Once you know that you are forgiven, you don't have to sit with your head down. You know, once you get that revelation of God's love and how he loves you, how he cares about you, how he feels about you, your past is just your past. As God said, the old has passed. Oh, like, listen, that's gone. That is gone. He's going to look at you after a while like, what are you talking about? He's not even going to remember. He's like, you did what, girl? What are you talking about? So forgive yourself. And how God forgives us, keep that as the foundation of how we should forgive those we share life with. And if a person is on a demonic assignment and you recognize those fruits and God has warned you against them, all right, and God has revealed their character, hello, prophetic dreamers, revealed their characters, go on about your way. Cut them off with those healthy, godly boundaries. And if I see it, incidents, okay? Because sometimes I'll be like, God, no, it ain't. And he'll be like, let me show you. And I'm like, show me. And I'm like, oh, you showed me. And that's what I get. Nah, let me rebuild these boundaries. That's how you should have concerning your heart. Because you don't want things to taint your heart and make you callous. Because that's what happens when you experience some things that you can't let go. They taint your essence and they corrupt your character. And not with, oh, me and bad. No, corrupt your character as far as I'm going to go out in this world and cause that pain to somebody else. You don't want that. God don't want that for you, and especially not his kingdom. So let me talk about another thing concerning forgiveness that I had to learn or is still learning. This is a journey. I love it. I love when God get me together. I mean, it ain't easy sometimes. I'm in my head talking to God and he talking to me and I'm like, look. And he's like, listen, Linda. But another area of forgiveness I had to learn how to release over to God is holding grudges. Okay. When you hold a grudge, you did not forgive. When you hold a grudge, you're actually being bitter. You may smile through it, but you're bitter on the inside. Holding a grudge looks like, saying with your mouth, I forgive you, but acting totally indifferent to that person, looking at them sideways. You get what I'm saying? Or saying slick stuff under your breath, passive aggressiveness, stuff like that. That's holding grudges. That's bitterness. You're being indirect. You're being immature, treating them a different way. That's unforgiveness and bitterness. And this is something I had to learn because I didn't even know I was doing this. I didn't even know I was being passive aggressive. Holding a grudge means that you're not over it. Holding a grudge means that you still have something in your heart and there is an area or a trigger or a trauma going on within you that you need to take before God. Holding a grudge It's the same as, I would say, the same as manipulation, because even though you're not articulating what's going on with your mouth, indirectly, you're doing a lot of things to cause pain to that person. And this was me bringing up, taking count of every bad thing. Like, okay, well, in February you did this, in March you did. That's holding a grudge, keeping count, still bitter, and you don't really know what forgiveness is. And therefore, you cannot have true and honest and pure love in your life. So you don't want to let it go, and you don't know how to let it go. If you can't let something go and you can't talk something out, you are definitely immature. Instead of just saying, hey, this is how I feel. How God forgives us is the way that He wants us to forgive others. Even the thought of it. Seeds come in the form of a thought. And your thoughts are very much so connected to your heart, which produce those feelings. And it's from those feelings that those actions come about. And that's why God tells us to guard our hearts and to bring down those thoughts in our minds. And if something come up and you dealing with somebody, y'all in a good space, and you thinking about them and what they did 3 months ago, forgive it. Because guess what? They've already paid. They've already repented to you. They've already said they're sorry. Let it go. And if you choose to share life with them, then you are the one responsible for having that forgiveness and not holding anything against them. That's you. You said, I forgive you. So guess what? You are responsible for going forth in an unforgiveness manner. In the can I say that, unforgiveness? How would you say that? You are responsible for going forth in a way that's not bitter. Let me just put it that way. Not holding grudge, not manipulating the situation, not trying to take power by guilt tripping the person, or, using it against them, which is another way of manipulation. Okay. If you want to go deeper, manipulation is just going into the system and, doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that to change the outcome, which is also witchcraft. Let's be real. And you need to stay rooted in God concerning the relationships you have. If you are a prophetic dreamer, when you get those messages about people, listen, adhere. God is giving you warnings about characters. I feel like some believers are very sweet-natured and, you don't really consider their feelings much, because like, oh, it don't matter. Those are the ones who actually will never forgive you. I know, because I'm one of them. So forgiveness is a very delicate topic and discussion for me, because I know for a fact how I'm going to process this situation. I need to be very mindful and, not hurt them and not be a force of trauma in their life. And that is always my message. I never want to intentionally hurt someone. I never want to intentionally, cause somebody else pain. Ask God to, show you what forgiveness look like. If you know you have a hard time forgiving, ask God to show you the areas in your life that you need to let go and release to Him. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys got, some form of, liberation when it comes to forgiveness. I hope it just made your heart lighter, all that good stuff. So on our next episode, we are going to discuss ungodly judgment against others. Have you been the culprit of ungodly judgment towards others? Are we even supposed to judge? Maybe, maybe not. What did God say? Till next time, I'm out.